Hi everybody, it's Friday, October 11th. It's roughly 5:45 in the morning here in the Midwest. And yeah, I just remember, hey, yeah, I'm a psychic clairvoyant, clairaudient, so everything is for entertainment purposes only. Um, do your own research and the disclaimers down in the box, along if you want to buy me a coffee and all the other stuff, if you want to schedule a private reading and so forth. So, right now there's like a few big things happening in the world. Uh, it's now spreading towards more international news about the nonsense going on in the South China Sea. Yeah, the Big Red Sea is um, they're basically being a bully to the Philippines, and there's a lot of ships from the Big Red Sea causing trouble to ships, boats in the Philippine area. They're also causing upset in the waters between Taiwan and the main and the Big Red Sea. And they're also trying to cause some shit uh, up around Japan. So keep your eyes on that. That's some of the crap that's going down. Now, here in the States, let's put it this way, mass media, the garbage spillers, the ones that are trying to ram the evil people down our throats. Well, all of a sudden, focus is on the storm damage from Milton. And that's basically in one area of Florida. Well, it's kind of ironic that they had everything staged and FEMA had everything ready to go for Milton. But what's going on in the Carolinas? That's kind of like off the radar. And I've been hearing quietly from different people that it's gone from bad to worse. And more horrible stuff is being discovered. But the mass media isn't covering it because, oh, that happened 2 weeks ago. It's, yeah, 24-hour news cycle. So we need to keep working on helping out the people in the Carolinas, because we know that, let's put it this way, people like Billy Gates want to start snapping up those areas because of the stuff that goes into certain types of batteries. Yeah. And yeah, Cami Poop, we know that she's made a mess out of everything. And now she's trying to word salad herself into the good graces of Americans. And they've kind of pulled out Barry. And Barry is out there literally trash talking Donald. And Barry's kind of pulling this, well, if you're not, basically, he's saying the same thing that he had Biden say 4 years ago. Well, if you're not black, you're not a Democrat. If you got to vote for me. People forget Barack Obama, Barry Soetoro, his mommy's white. Yeah, his mommy was attending university at KU in Lawrence, Kansas. And I heard it from a highly reputable source that he was conceived because there was a college party. This was back in the 60s. And a lot of people were playing with what, lysergic acid, LSD. And at this party, someone had slipped a bunch of LSD into the punch. Some girls were smart enough not to drink it. Some were cajoled into drinking it. And when you're stoned and high on that shit, you don't realize what's going on. Well, allegedly, Barry's mommy drank a lot of the punch. And some guy, some exchange student from Africa, took advantage of the blonde, Barry's mommy. And of course, that was before certain medical procedures were readily available to women. And that's how Barry came about. So, yeah, he's a product of basically a date, RAPE, or a gangbang. Barry is out there trying to drum up votes. But people, you got to remember, back when he came in, he started that Affordable Care Act. How many people were then forced to quit decent paying jobs and slash their income basically to poverty level so they could qualify for federal, state medical insurance that would cover their medical needs? Because the Affordable Care Act, basically, it allowed medical insurance companies to raise rates, saying, oh, we're going to cover your pre-existing condition, but you're going to have to pay an arm and a leg monthly for it. Or, and of course he forced, if you don't have medical insurance, you're going to get fined on your taxes. Well, to get coverage for somebody who had who had bad whiplash and herniated discs in their neck, that insurance, to get full coverage for everything to be covered, I know for myself, it was like $30,000 a year to get complete coverage. Yeah, I could have gotten a cheap plan that maybe only cost me $150 a month, but they covered nothing. It only went into effect after basically a $20,000 deductible. So in order to get basic health insurance, the majority of Americans dropped their income so they could qualify for Medicaid. That's how Barry Obama started the decimation of America, by claiming, oh, you can get health insurance. But people didn't realize you could get it before his Affordable Care Act, which was unaffordable. If you had a pre-existing condition, normally you would have to wait until the second year of your policy to start being covered for that condition. You had to be paying on that policy for a minimum of 12 months, 12 to 18 months, and then they would start covering the pre-existing. That was the old type of medical insurance. Now, a lot of the country can't afford insurance because of what Obama did. And what has happened over the past 4 years? Yeah. Obama, in his closeted third term, has continued the destruction of America by agreeing with the guys from Davos to shut down the world. He's now out stomping for Cammy Poop. Cammy Poop is his 4th term. Remember FDR? He had 4 terms. And during his, hey, FDR and his Democrats, they're the ones that stopped issuing visas to the people who were trying to escape Adolf. This time the Democrats have allowed into the United States, North America, the people who are hell-bent on continuing Adolf's agenda. And like I've been saying for several months now, they're going to pull out the people who want to continue Adolf's agenda. Look at what's going on in the Middle East. But this weekend, Yom Kippur kicks off. Days of Atonement. Yeah. Big high holy day. Folks. Yeah. Like I said, I would avoid any large gatherings. Yeah, we've got the Blue Jews and the Reformed congregation. Well, you know what? Those places are pretty lax on security. Because heaven forbid a congregant who has who knows what they're doing with a pow-pow, they like to kick those people out of the congregation. But watch out. If they try to do some nonsense at an Orthodox, conservadox area, those are the Republicans. Those are the people that remember and have their eyes wide open. Those are the red voters. And you know what? These members of the Tehran military, they kind of know if they approach a congregation that has their eyes wide open, they may not be around long enough to pull the cord on their pow-pow vest. Because there's usually somebody in there, and those men in there and some of the women, they know what they're doing, and nobody has a fit with them carrying something to protect themselves with. But the POWs that are the stuff that's going to hit this weekend, watch, there's going to be, when you have your gathering of your Blue Jews, that's where you're going to see the most incidents. They're going to keep it hush-hush. But my psychic gut instinct is like, stay away. Stay away. Watch the services on YouTube. A lot of congregations do have streaming services available. Stay out of the mass gatherings, because the Iranian army dudes that, hey, they're finally admitting that there is a member of the Taliban in custody right now. Yeah. Taliban sent a shitload of guys here that are going to try to go into places that are pertinent to the big job interview on Guy Fawkes Day. To go boom. We're not, they say, oh, if Donald gets in, we're going to go into WW3. No. WW3 actually massively kicked off on October 7th, 2023. Thank you, Barry. Yeah. Barry and Soros. And of course, nobody is hearing the accurate stuff because Barry's government has allowed Georgie Soros, his family, to purchase a lot of radio stations, media. Remember Billy G? His software is on everybody's electronic device. Yeah. So cover your ass this weekend. Stay home. It's stay safe. And this goes for everyone. And yeah, tomorrow, as usual, there will be people going out on the streets in London. It's going to be, there's going to be a lot of horrible stuff hitting the fan tomorrow. And we're going to have to be ready for the fallout. And yeah, I've got that little troll who's... It's ironic. They kicked off starting trashing me and others. Yeah. On a certain date that coincided with something else. You know what? People like that, they're looking for attention. I feel sorry for them. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't realize when you mess around and try to poke the bear, like people like me who clairvoyant, clairaudient, psychics. Every person that intentionally has gone out to do me harm, they all have ended up getting horrible illnesses, situations, and they cross over in a miserable manner. This is not a threat, it's a fact. I can rattle off a ton of people, including my own mother. Yeah. People who try to screw me over die a cruel, lonely death. So I hope you're prepared for it. Yeah. Day of Atonement. That person owes me a big apology. Big time. Needs to start groveling. Not only to me, but to every other person that they've gone after. Yeah. It's, but yeah, people be prepared for this weekend. And start poking around. And it's still on the community page of the Reach Out to the Cajun Army. They're the ones that are cleaning up the mess that Barry created. And Cammy Poop. You know, it's like, hey, if you think, oh, it can't happen here. There's a couple, I found a TV show on Amazon Prime. What is it? It's like The Guy in the High Tower. It's about, gee, what if Adolf did win? Yeah. It's no longer Germans, it's Iranians. And you got to be careful. Because, yeah, we're flooded. There's a lot of members of the Iranian army all over Europe. They're taking over England. We got a shitload of them here in North America. And we gotta be ready. Yeah, it's early. I got stuff to do today. Everyone have a good Shabbos. Stay safe. Yes, Sunday I will be live at 11 o'clock Central Time. So have your questions ready. Let's see what the next 36, 48 hours brings. Catch you on Sunday morning.